you all know that I have an incredible team that helps keep everything moving and grooving. And the cool thing is that some of my team people have their own team, have their own company, have their own corporations, right? And Emily, as you know, is the chief marketing officer, has a whole crew of people that come to the table, that she doesn't just work on our things, she works on many things with many projects, with many deadlines. And anyone who's in the world of marketing, Leslie, I'm sure you will nod your head to this. It's all about deadlines. It's all about, ooh, we're making a decision now. I mean, you might decide to do things and not give your marketing officer 90 days to work it out. You're like, I'm in a trade show this weekend, and all those kind of wonderful things. And so I thought, who better than to share the stage a little bit and share some of those professional efficiencies that can happen in the world of marketing and out there in that mass world of media than Miss Emily Bassett from Stardom Up, which is a multi-award winning marketing agency.
Thanks so much, Deb. And yeah, hi everyone. Super excited to be here today. And it is actually very funny because I am all things digital, but I still love the paper planner. It's like, and even prior to meeting Deb and her planner, it was always an indigo planner for me prior. And there's just something about writing things down. I actually will make a task, like all my tasks and systems are digital, and I'll make a task to review my planner because I know that I've ended up writing a bunch of things down on it, and I just want to make sure that like the it ends up where it needs to go essentially. So yeah, fun fact. Yeah, so today I thought I'd talk a little bit about sort of like automations and like efficiency in marketing. So Deb everyone today is kind of talking about how we can get things done efficiently, effectively, and kind of stop wasting time. So in marketing, there's quite a world where we can do this as well. So what I say is if there's something that you're constantly repeating, then that's somewhere to definitely look at, what can I do to improve this? So even from a personal story, I used to have it where I love doing calls. I'll chat with you, I'll plan everything out with you. I knew my prices, but when it came to actually sending that lead email, for some reason, there was just resistance. It was just sales, wasn't something that came naturally. I always, there's that hesitation of like sending the price list and things like that. And so it would just take me so long to send a proposal. And it was so silly. Like, I'd have this wonderful call and everything would be great. And I made like a simple change by just creating a template for my proposals. And now I get them at the same day. So like little things like that, I really want you guys to look at where there's the most resistance. And for me, we're mostly going to talk about business, but honestly, this could apply to personal as well. So what types of things, the trade shows are a really good example. If you go to a trade show and you come home with this beautiful email list, what are you going to do with it? If you go to a trade show every single week and come home with another list, that can be very intimidating to be like, I have to follow up with all of these people. So in digital marketing, there's so much we can do to really help that. So one thing you've probably heard is funnels. So some people say, funnel has to look like this, has to act like this, has to do these things. I'm much more in the world of a funnel is anything where you're feeding people in, you're sending them through a process, and there's some sort of ending. So that could be anything from setting up that giveaway at your booth, and collecting people into your funnel there. It could be running a giveaway on social media. It could be doing a survey and having people take that and collecting their emails. So as soon as you have something that's actually collecting a bunch of emails, we want to create some sort of automation. So I find that people run into a lot of questions sometimes about how to keep your authenticity with a funnel. And essentially, what we say is that once something has to become very personal, then that's when you want to kick it out of the funnel. So we have a client, for example, and he focuses on rock sales. So when you want to get a quote from him, you obviously want things right away. So you want to fill out his form, you want to get your information, you want to get your pricing, you want to find out all that information. So all of that is now automated for him. Then but then once it actually gets down to, okay, where is your rock? How big is it? What exact tool is required? That's when then he needs to or the person kind of spits out of the automation. He gets a notification. This person, here's all of their information. Go give them a call. So you're not wasting time on that itty bitty back and forth, and just like the minute details. The same reason, Deb has a Calendly. If she has to go back and forth with you and figure out when you're free and she's free and you're going to be there all day. So that's something like a Calendly is a super easy way to just be like, okay, great. This can automate my booking system and even send people reminders that they have a meeting coming up. Like, how great is that? So with my company, we do talk a lot about funnels and we can actually help you build them. But I thought I'd just run through a little bit of a checklist. So with everything in marketing, we want to make sure that you're hitting every step of the funnel. So you guys have possibly seen the funnel at this point. Sort of starts with awareness. So we say this top funnel is actually where you're showing up in the world and you're building credibility. So in order to show up in the world, you want to look at things like, do you have social media? You might not need every account everywhere, but do you have social media? Do you have somewhere some people can just find you? Do you have or want to have any ads? Do you have a Google My Business? It's a really big one. If you have especially if you have a storefront, you want someone to Google you and you want to show up right there, nice and bold on Facebook, on Google. Oftentimes, if you have a storefront, you will have a Google My Business. You just haven't claimed it. So do take a look at that. Google yourself. If you have a little square that pops up on the side, for us digital people, it's not as big of a thing, but yeah, definitely look at that. It's free and it's a really great way for people to find you. Then you want to lock in branding. So the 262 world, if you see the words show up, stand up, speak up, who are you thinking about? That type of messaging and seeing that consistency across your brand is not only going to have it that people can discover you, but also that people can recognize you. So really locking in your branding book, outlining your target audience. So who in the world are you even trying to reach? And then create consistency with a calendar or a planner. So that's really the very first step of awareness. That's your checklist. I do have a copy if people want this in writing after the fact, so don't worry. Then you get into the next stage of the funnel, which is actually interest. So if people do want information, how are they going to get it? So these are things like opting into an email list and funneling leads through lead magnets. So your checklist for that is to actually create 1 to 3 high value content offers. So this can be a survey, this can be a checklist. Like for me, it can be like top 10 mistakes you don't want to make in your first year of business, and the reasons why you need a marketing agency, or how not to mess up your marketing in the first 30 days, you can look at quite a few things like that. So you want to actually look at what can you give people for free? You want to create those high value content offers, and then you want to explore opt-in options. So a lot of people here, we've actually seen different ones happen in the chat. So some people have just said, drop the email and I will, they're going to be adding the emails to their own CRM system and they're going to be working it that way. Whereas other people are sending you a link or giving you a link to their website. So those are different ways that you're opting into your funnel. So you're telling this person, I am interested in what you do. So I am willing to hear you out. I'm willing to learn more from you. So you need to make sure that you have that as well. And then you constantly want to be auditing that customer journey. So if this was not my own business, would I click on this button? If it's not my own business, would I want this? Is this an actual value add? So those are kind of the checklist for interest. Then you're going to look at consideration. Don't worry, guys, there's only 5 steps on this funnel. We're not going to be here all night. But the next stage on the funnel is consideration. So this is where, now we know about people, or we know that these people are interested. How are we going to actually help them make that decision? So they're kind of going down our email funnel while receiving emails and videos that speak to the pain points and give them solutions they've been looking for. So for this stage, I want you to actually write down all the possible pain points of your target audience. What keeps them up at night? What is just not working out for them? Like how, and obviously in particular to your solution. Then you're going to write down all of your unique selling points and your competitive edge. So just because these people have those pain points and you can solve it, why should they come to you? There's other people that most likely do what you do. Is it your years of experience? Is it the fact that you work with people just like that? Is it your awards? Is it your exposure? There's so many things that make you unique. And don't just say because I give high quality and I'm nice. Everybody's nice and thinks they give high quality. Really try to think deeper than that. Then at this stage, you're going to create email templates. And part of that is going to be making videos for your funnel. This one's, controversial. Some people try not to get in front of the camera, but videos do time and time again sell. So if you're wanting to perhaps not have to do 25, face-to-face meetings for people that aren't really marketing qualified, a video is a perfect step. So here's a video. You've probably gotten lots from them, and we kind of say, here's what the opportunity is. If you're interested in this, let's talk. If you're interested in this, let's talk. Yeah. So that kind of already says you're not wasting your time because she's not tricking you into a call. You're both going through that funnel and saying, you know what? No, I do want that. She's saying, let's get you there then. And now you're in the right place that you want to be. You also want to choose a review platform for this stage. So a big thing of consideration, especially as women, we read reviews. We want to know what other people think of things prior to wasting our time or money getting involved. So find a review platform and start collecting reviews. And then consider your remarketing options. So say I do a call with someone, they don't end up signing right away. What can I do to potentially see them back in the future? And then we're at our beautiful conversion. So how do we actually see that conversion point? How do we actually make that sale? So your number one is ensuring that you have a smooth customer conversion journey. So how easy is it to check out? Identify how to track conversions, make sure your analytics are hooked up. Google Analytics is completely free. Give me a call if you need help setting it up. Outline possible upsells. So, a lot of people that do coaching and things like that, here is like a group course or here's a course. But if you're really looking for one-on-one and you're serious, like let's go right to the coaching, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it's that you want to add a planner to your working session so that you really are coming into a top performance class on the right foot. Then you want to create thank you emails. That's a really great way just to keep that little ounce of authenticity. Like as, solopreneurs and smaller businesses, we truly are thankful for every sale, for every conversation. Make sure they know it, and then create a feedback loop. So how do we know in the next 6 months that people are actually liking this? Are we somehow tracking or asking people for what they think on a consistent basis? So that's where we're going to stop for me today. I hope that some of those points have been helpful. But yeah, honestly, like with the agency, we really just are focused on helping you with those tangible results. Like we are all hardworking businesswomen here. We don't want to be wasting time on kind of things that aren't actually going to see results. And that's exactly what this planner is about. And it's exactly what the team is about as well. So yeah.
Yay! Let's do some jazz hands. I think it's all so important. Thank you so much, Emily. And Emily has thrown into the abundance bucket. Yes, a beautiful. It's with $500, and it is an SEO. I believe it's an SEO audit. Is it an SEO audit we're doing? Yeah. And I didn't mention that our beautiful going to launch her book tomorrow. Incredible. Her gift, hand-signed book, endorsed by Mel Robbins, Dr. Shahina Alibi. Is it Alibi? Alibi. There you are. Thank you. Alibi. I think it's Alibi. And it always messes me up because it's not the spelling, but she's incredible. And she's going to put her book in as well.
Awesome.
So that's fantastic.
I was going to say too, if you do want the hard copy of the list, you can either private message me or throw it on the chat and I'll grab your emails and just send you through an actual checklist. Has even more points than this chat. So I can see a few messages coming in. So you're good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's about efficiency. And I think it's a really good question. You started off with a really good question, whether it's your personal life or your business life. What am I doing over and over and over and over again that you don't want to do over and over again? Or you get to that point where you're like, I don't want to go do some more networking because I don't have any room in my calendar for that. And I know for me as someone, I was in the holistic health business for a long time, and it's really, you're with your person and you're working through health issues or what have you. And it was really hard to think of that idea of going into duplication and doing a video. And am I going to lose that personal touch? But it's not true, because when you actually get together, you're both more educated, to the point where I was hearing myself, somebody like, I'd love to tell you about something, like, you got a video? Because honestly, I'd love to help you and love to support you, but I don't have the bandwidth for a call right now. But I'd love to have an educated call, because I can listen to a lot of stuff making my dinner. I don't go, if you see me in the grocery store, it's headphones on, right? I'm listening to someone's message or I'm listening to some video, because we all have a certain amount of bandwidth, right? And it starts to get down to wanting to have a quality life. Now, if I could figure out, no, I'm sure we can send our laundry out and get that figured out. But there's something for everything, right? There's something for everything. Leslie's like, yeah, you can. She's like, yeah, you can. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. It just gets you thinking about automation and efficiency, no matter where you're at with your business or if you're setting up something. I think that's fantastic.